So, what is the component in the schedule also? So you have to write in the plan is that what is the methodology or tools we should use for the schedule model, right? Means you're using Primavera or you're having a weekly or how to maintain and everything you have to write in the plan. What kind of accuracy is accepted range is there? Is it a weekdays wise or any buffer is required? Kind of accuracy you have to write. What is the user of measures? Is it a hourly wise you are checking it or day wise? In our example, I have given week wise also. So you have to write that your schedule should be weekly basis. It should not be day wise also. You can go for hourly basis also, case to case basis. What is the organizational procedure link is there? Means you can have a WBS link also with the activity. For every activity, suppose in WBS work package, you have got 4 activity, you can give a link also. You can also have a control threshold, means for monitoring and scheduling performance, taking action for escalation purpose. You can always say have a deviation that you say, if the deviation is for more than 1 week, it will be escalated. Means anything which is going beyond 1 week, it is a control of the project manager. But if it is more than 1 week is happening, it has to be escalated to the senior management. That you can always define to everybody. You can also have a rules of the performance measurement. I'll be talking about EVM. Today somebody was saying that, EVM answer I could not give you. Who told me? He has used the chat GPT. Right? And then he say, I could not, because I have not taught you. So how come you get the idea about it, right? So ChatGPT gives an end-to-end questions. That's good, but it is little early. You can try it maybe after some time, right? Let me complete it EVM also, you'll get it. The next is about the reporting. What kind of reporting formats are required? You have to give status on a weekly basis, a monthly basis about the status. And what is the process description? Like describe how schedule management processes are documented. 1 minute. Mouse. Ravi is waiting for somebody. 1 minute. My mouse has some problem or 1 minute. I was talking about. So in the schedule management plan, you have to write all the story that so that everybody follows the same rule. So you suppose you have got 500 people in your project, and you have got a multidisciplinary project. Somebody is in construction, somebody is in IT, somebody is in healthcare. Like lot of leads will be there. So they should know that overall they have to follow some rules. So all the rules are mentioned in the schedule management plan. Now. So first of all, when you're having a schedule management plan, start with the benchmark and historical data. Historical data is very important. Suppose you have done earlier also, you have done something like a smart city project. You know that, how much time is going to take it and schedule you can make from that. What kind of activities are required so you'll get a list of activities and use the historical data. Plus, you look at the benchmark. So what is happening about the activity in the latest market condition also, you have to look at benchmark. So this is about the scheduling. Means in a scheduling, how many components are there? What is activity? First is activity, list of activities required, sequence of activities required, estimation of the activities required, and finally you have to make it. These are the 4, I think, processes already mentioned what I talked to you. List of activity based on the WBS work packages, right? Every work package will have couple of list of activity. For all the linked activities, it has to be in the sequence. And after sequence, you have to find out how much time is going to take, 1 week, 10 days, 5 days. And after that, you have to draw a final Excel sheet, what I showed to you. You can use tool also, you can use Excel sheet also. So this is about the data, right? And benchmark, why I'm saying, because maybe if you have done a 5-year-old project like that, this will not work today, right? So you have to see what is the latest. Therefore, benchmark is important. A little bit on a hybrid side, in case you feel that everything is not possible as a waterfall, you can use hybrid. You can tailor the plan to combine the consistency and management oversight and flexible schedule. You can do some flexibility in the scheduling, right? and you can have a better product quality, incremental and short term. Basically, I'm trying to say it's a improvement and fixes. Both the things are there in the hybrid. And product delivery can be divided into subset according to the plan. You can have a milestone plus you can have a cadence. Cadence means sprint wise, what is your planning and what is the milestone wise planning. You can have a combination of all those things. Anyway, I'm covering it. You'll get little idea on this one. What is the hybrid solution? Right. Now, the thing is that the duty of the project manager is to break down the work package into the required activity. You got the idea? Why required activities are required? Because, let me show you. Let me show you the. Yesterday we have talked about something like this. I talked, right? Can you see it? I'm just searching my pen. 1 minute. Just give me a minute. Yeah. Thank you. So what happens, yesterday we have talked of the WBS. So what I'm trying to say is that in WBS, you have a road 1, right? Now, in road 1, where is the draw? I can use print, right? So in the road 1, what happens is you have a multiple activity. What to activity 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Maybe you can say that these activities are not the item. We say you have to do the maybe ground leveling of the road, right? First of all, using the excavators. Then, you have to put a stone in that next one. I mean, the civil people can talk about that road. After that, you have to do the compaction of the road, right? So that, people, maybe you need a water and also to fill it so that it's got compacted. After that, you have to fill something on that, and finally you have to make a this tarring and all you can do. So these are activity number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is a sequence, is that right? So these are called sequences. So in this scheduling, we are talking about for everything, for making a road 1, what are the activities required that we are trying to look at this. Fine. So breaks down a work package into required activity. You got it? And determine the dependencies also, because the relationship is there, activity 1, activity 2 that we have to see. We will also talk about some critical path and some flows and all that we'll talk later on. And finally, we have to resource, what kind of resource are required, we have to look at. And finally, we have to compress the schedule also. Otherwise, if you delay it, the 2-year project may become 3 years. So we have to see, can we do some optimization? That is also part of the scheduling. Now, this is known to you now. Now, as I told you just now, that every work package will have an activity list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for making a road 1, I told you just now. And for every activity, you have to find out the duration so that you can find out what is the start and end date of every activity. Without duration, you cannot find out the activity list, right? Now, when you have an activity A and B and C, so maybe you can do activity parallelly or you can do one by one. So when I say the activity is mandatory, means without the activity 1, you cannot start the activity 2. Yesterday I was talking to you, if you have a 2 activity, dig the, maybe I will say, if you have to do a painting, the first activity is that you have to do the plastering, and the second is you have to paint it. Means without plastering, can you paint it? Not possible. Means the painting activity is mandatory. But maybe something is discretionary, means you can do parallelly also. If you feel it is important, you do. Otherwise, you can leave it. You can do this activity later on also. That is called discretionary. So these are the 2 special things: mandatory or discretionary. Now, third is called maybe this is depend on the external something, like you have to get item from outside and you have to do it. Means this is external, and internal means inside the project. If you are having a dependency, you can say internal. So these are the two sections actually. Mandatory, discretionary is a separate one. External or internal is a separate one. But in this list, it is given 4. Don't get worried. This or this, this or this. That's the right approach. Not like 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So look at this picture now. If you have an activity, like for example, I'm saying that you have to paint a wall. Sorry, you have to plaster a wall and then you have to paint a wall. So there is a 2 separate activity, because plastering work will be done by one kind of people, painting will be done by second people. So for plastering, you can have a start date, end date. And for painting also, you can have a start date, end date. And there's an arrow, means, the arrow indicates that it is mandatory. Without this one, I cannot do that. You have to mention as a arrow line, one by one, right? So this is called your relationship between activities. So in this project also, you have to mention like this: activity A, activity B, and what kind of arrow is that, you have to find it. And this is called predecessors and this is called successors, means this is prior and this is next step is there. Right. So for that, ideally you should use a diagram, because 2 activities are not sufficient. You have to make a diagram that is called PDM or precedence diagramming method. Right. So there's a diagram. I will show you diagram somewhere separately, or let me show you the diagram. Right. Something here. This will look like this: activity A, B, C, D, E, and F. This diagram is called PDM. Right. Now, any doubt, any question? Hello?
From my side. Carry on.
Right. Now, so entire project you may be having 1,000 activities. So you have to have a diagram like that. Now, I'm talking of something more relationship of the activity. Let me show you in a document, right? I have a document here. It's mentioned in the, this is called lesson 3, right? Lesson 3. Something more is there, so I thought to share here. It's an example, get better idea. Plan the project, right? Something agile is there. Yeah, I'm in scheduling now. So, yeah, WBS activity list, and after that, external mandatory. I already told you about. I talked to you. And therefore I said after this, what is a PDM? PDM is this kind of diagram is there. That's called PDM. Now after PDM, what we should look at, this is a type of dependencies there. So actually it is mentioned there are 4 kind of activities, dependencies are there. I will explain you one by one in the next one. This is a more easy for you. Let me increase the font size like that. So if you have an activity A and B, sometimes this kind of combination is called finish to start. Means I have to finish the first one, then only I can start. There's no parallel things, only it's mandatory. Dig the hole has to be there, then only we can plant the tree, right? We cannot plant the tree directly. I don't have any parallel activity. That relationship is called finish to start. So when you're making a diagram, you have to mention that it is FS. Relationship is finish to start. So the team member will get idea and then they will follow the same rule. Second thing is called parallel activity. That is called start to start. Means you're starting the designing and parallelly you are starting the coding. So it's not mandatory here. Parallelly you can do. That relationship is called start to start. You need to write it as S in case you are doing like this in the this diagram. This diagram I already told you. In this you have to write the relationship also. It is important because team will work based on the document what you are providing to them. The third is called finish to finish, means you are finishing the testing and finally you are finishing the documentation, because in case any corrections is there, you need to correct the document also. It means we are focusing not the starting, we are focusing on the finishing of this work. The fourth relationship is that this rarely happen, but especially when you go for a go live of any ERP or SAP implementation, something like that, you are making go live, but immediately you're stopping the legacy application. Maybe in the midnight we do stop the old system, immediately start. This means we start the new system and then finish the last system. Immediately we have to switch. We start the new system and stop the old one that we have to do. So these are the four relationships that you should know. I'm talking in the slide like that. Right. So when we make a diagram, we should know what is this four combinations, that what kind of relationship it is. It's not that just make a diagram. Can we do parallel activity? Can we do one by one? Can we do like this? Can we do like this? That all you have to define in a proper sequence matter in the diagram. Now you'll say it is very difficult to make a diagram. MS Project and Primavera kind of tools, they provide you such a nice thing. It works very nice. You can use those tools. Manually making is very difficult for 1,000 activities. 2-3 activity you can make it, but not like that. Now I have one question here that I need an answer from you is, suppose you have an activity is plastering and painting of the wall. There's two activities there. I would like, if the start date is 24th of August and if no holidays are there, I want to know what is the end date of the activity. Assumptions are activity A, plastering 3 days time is required, and activity B, 2 days are required, right? My start date is, what is that? 24th August. What is the end date? Can you just calculate and tell me? Because as a project manager, you should know how to calculate, start date and end date. What is the end date for this? Shiva Kumar, especially. Ravi, Shiva, you are the
28th August.
It is actually 5 days after 24. That means 29.
I got two. Either it is 28 or 29. What is the answer? Somebody want to change it? You can change this.
3 plus 2, 5. So 24 it is starting. So we have to add 5 more days, no?
24 also we have to consider, no? It is starting on 24.
Yeah, that is a confusion actually. So
no confusion. 24 means 24 morning.
Okay.
Always. And when I say end means it's a 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Simple
Okay,
rule.
so 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So it should be